Hi, welcome to my journey. My name is Cherie. Um, Today I'm gonna do some scouting. Okay? It's Saturday night. It's January 10th. Okay? And I'll explain to you what I'm doing in just a minute. Hold on, okay? Okay. So anyway, let me explain, right? So I haven't dated, gone out, been celibate for damn near 20 years now, right? And I'm going to tell you, be honest, I haven't even seen a man that I was even attracted to. Okay? But guess what happened last night? Right? Last night, I'm sitting here minding my business, and this video
In
comes on
600
my
feet,
algorithm.
make a U-turn at Key Colony Drive.
Right?
Make a U-turn at Key Colony Drive.
I passed it up, right? Scrolled right on past it, refreshed, and then
Continue
it came
for
back
half a
up
mile.
on my algorithm. Okay? And I'm like, okay, I will force myself to watch this shit, right? Because what it had stated was, this is how you know you're dating a feminine person.
In a quarter mile, turn left onto West Centerville Road.
Okay? So I'm listening to all of these descriptions, and this guy even put some graphs and some animations and pictures, to really explain, right, on what it means
turn left onto West
to be
Centerville
feminine.
Road.
Right? You can't have a ridge brow. I think I got a ridge brow. You can't have your eyes wide apart. I believe my eyes are wide apart. Right? Got great peripheral vision. Right? If you have high cheekbones, definitely I have high cheekbones. Oh yeah. And if you have a strong jawline, that's a definite trait of masculinity. Oh, and if you have a long neck, that's a sign of masculinity. Oh yes, and if your shoulders are broad and straight across, that's a sign of masculinity.
On West Centerville Road for half a mile.
And let's not
Continue
forget,
for 8 miles.
if your hips are smaller than your shoulder width, that's a sign of masculinity. Right? And it kept going down the line. If your back doesn't have that curve at the end of the spine, that's a sign of masculinity. Right? And it just kept going on and on and on. And I'm like, wait a minute. Everything that it talked about, that's what I am. Then I'm like, but I'm a woman. Yeah, but I'm a woman. Right? Had 2 kids to prove it. Right? So then, they were showing people like Demi Moore and Meg Ryan and their list went on and on and on, showing that these supposedly beautiful women were masculine women that, men are attracted to as beautiful. And I'm like, well, wait a minute, are they attracted to men that look like men, or women that look like, that has the features of men, or are they turned off by women that look like men? That wasn't really answered in the video. Okay? It wasn't answered in the video at all. All right. So I'm cool with that, right? Now they start saying, what's feminine? What's feminine is having a round forehead, flat and round. I'm like, no, I don't have a flat and round, right? Round this way, right? No. No eyebrow ridge. Okay. You know, eyes tightly together, basically facing forward, right? Because if it's to the side, then that means they're more predatory, which is definitely a sign of masculinity. Okay, right? Long arms, right? Good for defense, definitely a sign of predatory, which they all claim to be masculine, right? And so I'm trying to figure out, I'm like, you know, is this a message, right? I'm trying to figure out, is this a message for me? Right? Because if the men that I get involved with are intimidated with masculine beauty that I possess that they don't have, then they're just competing with me out of jealousy, right? The attraction is an envious attraction. Okay? And so it made me think about my relationships, right? Truly, in some of my relationships, it did feel like I'm competing for mere space, for mere space, mirror, you know, for space in the mirror with these guys, you know, and I'm like, that's a turnoff to me. Okay? Okay. So then, you know, I have seen where there have been some women, you know, some women that wanted to try to approach me, okay? But, you know, obviously I'm not attracted to women. Definitely not attracted to ugly women. I don't know. If I see some beautiful women, would I be attracted to them? I don't know. I haven't seen a beautiful woman yet, besides myself. Okay? Okay. So, however, this explains to me that if men are being indoctrinated that, okay, you don't want a woman that's, you know, taller than you, or that's over 5'4", you know, because if she's over 5'4", you know, that could, you know, impede her hip to shoulder ratio, you know, of femininity, something like that. Because I know short people, they have wider hips just because they're short. Anyway, but then they went on to show, you know, men that had, you know, feminine traits, right? Where they would have like the T-Rex arms, okay? And, you know, their eyes was too close, you know, on their face, and wide, was it wide lips? No, I think the wide lips was masculine. Anyway, can't remember that one. But you know, and if there was a male that had a curved in his lower spine, then he was considered, somewhat feminine. If he didn't have broad shoulders, he was considered feminine. Okay? So, now men, they have these, I don't know, they have these unsaid rules, right? And we keep hearing about them. They keep leaking out, to us now with social media, about how they feel about certain things, and, just like it had leaked out, about how, a lot of men, were molested by other men, and women didn't know this, right? But then, it wasn't just long hair, right? It was whether or not they had a round face, a weak chin, a weak jawline, stuff like that would make these men look as that would make other men treat these men as feminine men, right? Now we know how far men will go, when they think that, when they put something in their minds, right? When they put it in their minds that, a man is a feminine man, chances are, he's probably going to rape that man and, just for his satisfaction to know whether or not indeed this was a man, right? So anyway, now getting back to what I'm talking about tonight, right? I'm thinking, okay, I don't care how bad my situation gets to be. I'm not going back to no motherfucking ex saying I'm sorry or anything like that. I'd rather go to a gay club and have some rich ass gay woman love me, right? Because I'm sitting up here thinking to myself, if I have all of these masculine characteristics, that means the lady should love me, right? I've never been to a lesbian club. I've been to a gay club, but that gay club was mostly transvestites and gay men. Right? I went to one of those down in Deep Ellum one time. And I was, pretty much disgusted, right? But yeah, before I would go back or reduce myself to, being a wife slave, I think I would definitely prefer to have a same-sex relationship with a woman. Right? Because number one, I think she would be more supportive. Number two, I think she would boost my motherfucking ego a lot more than any man has ever boosted my ego. I'm for real about that. Damn, it's 38 degrees outside. It got cold. But we're just gonna do a drive-by today. Today we're gonna take a look and let some woman see me sitting in the car and run over to the car talking about, please, baby, come on in and join the party. It's my birthday. I guess that would be a Capricorn woman. And Capricorns, they be really working hard. They be working hard. And they so loving. And then I'll never have to worry about being alone because some man rejected me. Or some man is like, oh, I'm gonna go be with her just so I could break her heart. Like, I mean, I never really thought about it. For real, for real. I mean, it's just something that, we're all cognizant that is happening out here in the world. We never know what makes these people go out here in the world. Now, we have heard men who will say that, that breakup with that woman, turned them to, becoming a gay man. I've seen several men say it, right? I never thought that I would say such a thing. Oh, these relationships with these men, have been so bad. That now I don't want to date no more men. At this old age. At this old age. That would just trip me the hell out. That at this grown-up age of damn near 65, that Cherie is a bisexual. What? What?
In 800 feet, turn right onto Southwestern Boulevard.
That will blow my mind.
At the light, turn right onto Southwestern Boulevard.
That would blow my mind.
In a quarter mile, turn right onto East Lovers Lane.
But like I said, I have never seen a beautiful woman. But if you do see a beautiful woman, does that mean you're gay? Come on now, Spirit.
At the light,
Talk
turn
to
right
me.
onto East Lovers Lane.
Talk to me, Spirit.
Continue on East Lovers Lane for 1 mile.
So what I decided I'm going to do is I'm going to go down here to the lesbian club and sit outside and feel the vibe. It costs like $10 to get in or something like that. And I already know I ain't paying to get in. Now, like I said, if somebody pull me inside, we might go. We probably would go. Be like, am I dressed appropriately? And then like, if I invite you, baby, you dressed appropriately. So, as soon as I thought about it, I just threw on my clothes and decided to come on out and take a look. Right? Maybe next time it will be better planned. All right, maybe it might be better planned next time. Tonight it was just an impulse. Besides, you can't find very many men that want to be dominated nowadays. So,
In 1,000 feet, use the left lane to turn left onto North Central Expressway.
what is a girl to do? U.S. government goods seizures. Find jewelry, diamonds, rubies, emeralds, tanzanites. Huh? Find jewelry. Public auction. Sunday, January 11th at 11 p.m. I mean at 1 p.m. Government seizures on fine jewelry. Being auctioned off, huh?
In a quarter mile, turn right onto East University Boulevard.
I don't think so.
At the light, turn right onto East University Boulevard.
Yeah, it got really cold out here.
Continue for half a mile.
40 degrees out here. Yeah, I really did like the idea that, you know, all of my beautiful qualities
In
was
1,000
being
feet,
called
turn right onto East
masculine.
Mockingbird Lane.
I didn't like it at all.
At the light, turn right onto East Mockingbird Lane.
But, you know, for the longest, you know, we have been
Continue
talking
on East
about,
Mockingbird Lane for half a mile.
you know, you should go to places where you're revered, right? You shouldn't be going to places where, you know, they're gonna treat you like shit. Right? I mean, I wouldn't let somebody treat me like shit, but I definitely would probably be put in jail or something for fighting. You treat me like shit. In my face.
1,000 feet, use the left lane to turn left onto North Central Expressway.
But we'll see. We'll see. I'm excited about the opportunity of there being other options out there. That's what I'm excited about. I would be even more excited that I don't have to try to, that if I can go there and not have to try to be some dainty, petite, docile, passive female, just to be liked, just to be liked. You are not asking for a relationship when you show up. You only show up to see if there's somebody that you could have a relationship with. But no. That's not how these motherfuckers do. These motherfuckers, like I said, they sit up there and want to make it seem like, women need to be, submissive to all men.
At the light, use the left lane to turn
once
left
you
onto
are
North
in the
Central
presence of
Expressway.
a man, you should be, submissive. Like, what the hell? No. I don't
In
believe
800
that.
feet, use the left lane to take the US 75 South ramp.
You should only be submissive
Use
to
the left
your
lane
man.
to take the US 75 South
Not
ramp.
every man. Any man. Ugh.
In 1.5 miles, use the right lane to take exit 1B toward Haskell Avenue, Blackbird Street, Lemon Avenue.
Because I'll be honest, when you're around men, you can't be animated. You can't have no feelings. Most of them are, narcissistic in disguise, or definitely have a tendency to turn narcissistic on a dime. So,
Continue for 1 mile.
and I see that there are women out here, living their life, doing their thing, and they're not going to be appreciated by a man. They're not. Probably lift more weights than them, probably got more stamina than them, probably, definitely probably can, emotionally and mentally fuck you without a penis. Without a penis? Did I say that? Yes, I said that. Am I gonna post this? Probably. Probably. I might have to change my name to Cherie the Twin. Cherie and her dark twin. Oh yeah.
North Fitzhugh Avenue.
We're almost there.
Continue for 3/4 of a mile.
Oh, looks like this club is in the Turtle Creek area. Hmm. So y'all, last night I was watching the movie Sugar Babies, right? And you know, they try to make it seem like, you know, that these sugar daddies wanted the best for these sugar babies, you know, and they were sponsoring them and, you know, and helping them out in their tuition and business ambitions and stuff, right? In return for, you know, sexual favors. And interesting enough, you know, this one lady, she was able to catch her a sugar daddy that you know, was just lonely. He was just lonely. He didn't really want, you know, to have sex. You know, he knew he wasn't he knew he wasn't all that in the bed.
In 600 feet, turn left onto Oak Lawn Avenue.